Hello, brothers and sisters. We're very happy to welcome you to a new edition of our show titled Speak of Africa. As usual, we have a whole lot of news for you. But the news for today is really going to focus a lot more on the way our people behave. We just think that we don't have to do anything and God would intervene in our lives. So we really are getting confused with this modern religion. And we're going to shed light on this today, especially the way our people are behaving. When you look at Africa today, especially the weak in perspective, you see the way religion works itself out in a lot of these African countries, creating a whole lot of havoc. Okay? There's a whole lot of havoc. All of this is just the way our people think, their habits, and they're all based on religion. In the past shows, we've always educated you on the way religion plays itself out in the African context. We've told you that we have a triple heritage when we talk about religion in Africa. We have indigenous religion, we have Western religion, then we have Islam. And when I talk of Western religion, I'm talking about Christianity and Judaism. So we have these tripartite heritage working itself out in modern Africa. So there's that conflict. Which one will dominate? Which one will win? So Africa has become a battleground for the interplay of all these religious beliefs. When you look at the soul of the modern African, you see the way all these religions are playing themselves out. We're going to go into details soon and you'll see it. But for the news, we want to go straight in. And before we go straight into the news, we want to really tell you that we thank you for sharing a lot of the videos. You'll see now how to share, and you're inviting more of your friends to watch the videos. We're happy. Now we're over the 14,000 viewer mark. That's good. And we thank you for that milestone. But we've set a new milestone, which is 20,000 subscribers by December 26, 2021. If we can get to this milestone, we'll be ready to launch a live show in 2022. You guys are asking us for a live show, but these are the dynamics that we want to put together. We need this magic number in order to launch a live show. So 20,000 subscribers is the magic number, and we've told you this number. So please work hard to help us get to this number, okay? It's a milestone, and we think with your effort, we can achieve it in a few months. Why not? We are working very hard on our part, and we expect you also to do your own part of the bargain, okay? So continue sharing the show. Then if you have any stories that you want us to work on, don't feel shy to contact us. Some of you are sending us information, and we appreciate what you send to us, but we're inviting you to continue sending us information because this is your show, and we want it to reflect what you think. For this week, we're going to start as we normally do by going straight to Ambazonia. And you guys know a lot of our viewers come from Ambazonia. So when we talk about their country, they are really happy. When we talk about their struggle, they are happy. So this week, we're going to really tell you what is really happening in Ambazonia. In fact, Ambazonia remains in war, in bondage. The French colonial regime continues killing the people in this part of the world because they have been marching for freedom. The French colonial regime of Mr. Paul Biya does not want these people to be free. But as we've told you in the past, if a people believe in freedom, they're going to get the freedom they seek. Look at the Jews in ancient Egypt. They were able to get out of the bondage of Pharaoh. Similarly, the people of Ambazonia will eventually get out of the bondage of La Republique. We're only warning them that if they really want to get this freedom quickly, they have to bring about unity. The problem we see is a lot of Ambazonians are divided. Divisions would only hurt your struggle. So as a piece of advice, we are asking you to start uniting with your brothers and sisters. You may have a different opinion. You may have a different school of thought. But as Mao Zedong said during the Chinese Cultural Revolution, let 1,000 schools of thought bloom. Let 1,000 schools of thought contend, okay? Let 1,000 flowers bloom. Let 1,000 schools of thought contend. When you follow this precept, you realize that you can cohabit with your brother. You don't have to have the same way of thinking. We did a poll a few days ago to just see the way our people are really consumed with the whole idea of rulership. Ambazonia should not be worrying about who is ruling Ambazonia, who will rule Ambazonia in the future. That's not what should be a preoccupation. But right now, we've realized that the preoccupation of most of Ambazonians is who is going to rule Ambazonia now and in the future when we get independence again. This is a wrong preoccupation. And I know most of the so-called leaders of Ambazonia are encouraging the people to think this way, because when we did this poll, 35% of the people were saying they want Sisiku AyukTabe to rule Ambazonia. 35% also were thinking that Sako, Ikome, Samuel should rule Ambazonia. Then about 29% said they wanted Ayaba to rule Ambazonia. We think this is a useless preoccupation. So don't worry about this. Focus on liberation. Focus on liberation. So today, we're going to tell you that the focus should be on liberation. If you are fighting a guerrilla warfare to liberate yourself, focus on liberation. Don't worry about who is going to be the ruler. Just like in the case of the Bible, God showed Moses the promised land. But he told Moses, you're not going to get there. So most of these people who are clamoring for leadership, clamoring for power, let them know that they're not going to get the power. I can already predict that for you. So I know it will be very, very disappointing to hear this, but all of them will not get the power they seek. Because the people will get the power. All these power mongers will not even get the power. That's going to be the biggest disappointment. I'm sorry I'm saying it, but I'm a student of history. I'm a professor of history. I know how events shape themselves up in world affairs, okay? All these people who are clamoring for power are not going to get the power they seek. They're going to be very, very disappointed, very, very frustrated. So they better focus on liberation, especially the way the restoration forces are doing on the ground. So we're going to give a lot of credit to Field Marshal Nopiri. Once again, you can see the actions of Field Marshal Nopiri. He's doing it again, big style. You see big guns, RPG. See what he does. Boom, boom, boom. He breaks those things down. They're looking for him, but he plays them, he dribbles them, and scores the goal. So he's really talking with the gun, okay? He's not just running his mouth. So let us stop running our mouth on the internet, on social media. Let's praise the guys who are putting their lives on the line, the warriors, the patriots. So let's be patriots. If we cannot support them, let's just shut our mouth and leave them alone. So we give a lot of thanks to Field Marshal Nopiri. You can see the video, the way he targets some of these power structures of La Republique, then he takes them out. You can see the fire burning. So this is what we want to be seeing more. So if you want to contribute to the struggle, you want to encourage the fighters on the ground, don't tell them to kill each other. Tell them to get rid of the enemy so that you guys can get sooner to Boya, okay? So that should be the goal. So Nopiri is not alone, so we cannot say he's the only hero. You can see guys from Donga Mantung. You see them also marching, and they go to the field. They have the scene. You can watch it, and you can see the video.
Oh yeah! No busy!
GC Masha. GC Masha, no pity. GC Masha, no pity.
Put up my gun! My gun! No busy life!
No pity life! $1. Yes! No pity life!
No busy life!
No pity life!
No busy life!
$1.
Yes!
Okay? Then you can also see some of them, even the caterpillar, they're burning everything down. So what they have done now is they're committing an act of economic sabotage. They realize that La Republique is gaining a lot from Ambazonia economically, so they really want to break all these machines so that La Republique doesn't get this wealth. So it's a form of economic sabotage, and it works in war. Because when the money is not there, how is La Republique going to be financing the war? War is very expensive, as America knows. America, with all the technology, is leaving Afghanistan. By the end of the month, America will be out of there. So it just takes just a little bit of effort for the restoration fighters to take their fight to a different level, and La Republique will collapse. Because if America would leave Afghanistan, what more of La Republique, a very weak state in world theater? They will leave, okay? So you see Mile 4. You see the guys too. Checkpoint in Mile 4. You see fire, fire, fire. The fire is burning. So that tells you that there is a whole lot of action on the ground in Ambazonia. As usual, we share this with you. The people are not happy, but they are not happy because of marginalization.
Okay, now the brigade is for Okutolon, where FM no PT. He move a little bit for day today. And he don't harvest one gun for day. How they try for a scatter, they run time with backup can. Now backup survey them, they will for chop all gun. But we don't chop one die body for day with one gun. Now in this, they will not fish. Now the brigade is for Oku. Say big papa don't talk, say he go clean up place for Amberland.
One of you guys sent us a video before we came to the show of today, and we look at the road in Kumba. Kumba is in Meme Division. The roads are so bad, and you can watch the video. The roads are so bad that the people are begging that why is it that our government cannot even help us to make this road better so that we can take our produce from the farm to the market. When the roads are so bad, even when we want to bury our dead, it's difficult to bury them because the roads are so bad. Take a look at the pictures yourself and you see how bad the roads are in Ambazonia. This is what is fueling this conflict.
The road is very, very poor.
As you see, I'm sorry, the road is very bad.
Only few vehicles with improvised systems can access this road. The poor nature of the road has also forced open the doors for insecurity on this stretch. Farmers and road users find it difficult to get to their destination safely and on time.
Me say we no day. Me say even if we move and chop them for bush, we no day. Ukara them they suffer every day for year motor they suffer. Even carry cups so go for Ikome, go bury over that side. Now wahala.
Most people think that the government should bounce back on the project to construct this road following the Triennial Development Plan, which saw the start of the road project in 2016 but was stopped by the armed conflict in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
Interestingly, this road also leads to the village of the guy who calls himself the Prime Minister of Cameroon, Dion Gute. Isn't that a joke? So you find out that most of these black likes and sycophants of the BR regime don't really have any power. They cannot make any change for their people. So they've just given up. They're just there for themselves. So from Ambazonia now, we're going to move to La Republique. For La Republique now, the main news we want to really tell you is something that really saddened us a little bit. As usual, you know, in August, Douala tends to have a whole lot of rains. So there's a lot of flooding going on in the Makepe area in Douala, and we really feel sorry for those who have houses in the area. This is really serious. There's even some blackouts because of the loss of power. We feel sorry for them. But this is what happens. Any government that knows that the people are going to be experiencing this every year, they could come up with some solutions so that the people don't experience this on a yearly basis. But this is a government that doesn't think. So they don't really care about the people. So the people have to continue suffering from all these problems. Next, the government now cares only about forest exploitation. They want to cut timber in more places. They cut timber so that they can make money and sell this timber in foreign markets and put the money in their pockets. That's what this government is good for. Will the people benefit from this? No, the people are not going to benefit from this. You see the same nonsense and destructions. Watch the newspapers. We have so many of the newspapers in La Republique to show you this week. You can look at the headlines. They are not really tackling issues that are really pertinent to the people, issues that the people need to worry about. They are not even worrying about that. Worst of all, this same government has announced a meeting with the government of Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria. They've come up with a pact to fight separatists and Boko Haram. But we want to get to Nigeria very, very soon to show you how useless this poor BR government is. They would announce the pact, but on the ground, nothing is really going to be happening because the people are determined to be free. When a people have that spirit, when they want to be free, no cooperation between Buhari and Paul Biya will stop them. The people on the ground, it's a big business. There's a whole lot of weapons flowing into Cameroon, especially around that Lake Chad basin area. So it's just a waste of time trying to control things. The only way you can solve this is if you bring about good governance. And this is what the government of Paul Biya and the government of Muhammadu Buhari does not want to do. So consequently, they are really wasting their time. They will not be able to stop the people they call separatist fighters. These people are freedom fighters. They believe in freedom. So you cannot stop them by just using weapons. A lot of people, even on the Nigerian side, are advocating a change of strategy.
Hey, yo, Shape, I thought you was going to take me to this place so I could get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you're searching for a house, call up my man Prince Ojong, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy Shape. When I say his services are the best in the states, word is born. He even take care of your tax forms, back refunds. So come, get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing, no waiting. This man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
Today, as we came to the studio to tape this show, we just got news that a lot of students were released. These students have been held for over 3 months by bandits. Banditry has become a way of life in Nigeria. Insecurity has become a way of life in Nigeria. But if you dare talk about it or criticize it, you become a target of the Buhari regime. This is what happened to Mr. Kunle Olawumi, an ex-naval officer who came on Channels Television and spoke the truth about the hypocrisy of the Buhari regime. Buhari made a pact to become a negotiator for Boko Haram back in 2011. But he's saying that he never made such a deal. And from their presentation of Mr. Kunle Olawumi, we can see that this government of Buhari makes it possible for most of these bandits and Islamic fundamentalists to prey on the state apparatus of Nigeria. Because he told the truth, they started running after him. Then later on, when the public started crying foul, so hey, why are you arresting this guy? Oh no, we don't want to arrest him. We just want to interview him to talk about what he discussed on television. But Mr. Olawumi has a lot of supporters. You can even see the Nobel laureate, Wole Soyinka, came out also and spoke about the insecurity situation in Nigeria. We can respect this individual because he's been a writer, a keen observer of the Nigerian scene from the time of independence up to present day. We can even start with his work such as The Interpreters, a novel in which he fictionalizes modern day Nigeria, especially after independence. Those are the people who are trying to interpret what is happening in the country to their fellow citizens, but you saw the flaws of most of these interpreters. So the way he makes fun of these people, you can even see that even today. Even when you read Wole Soyinka's plays, you see the way he makes fun of this Nigerian government. But I think his most seminal work was The Man Died, okay? That's when he really showed us the brutality of this Nigerian government. One successive regime after another, they are all barbaric regimes, okay? He exposed all of this, but this time he came and also said there is no freedom of speech in Nigeria, and that's what a lot of the people have been crying about. We have a government that is said to be democratic, but the way President Buhari runs this government, he runs it as a dictator. And that's what Mr. Soyinka is not really happy about. So this is not really good. And he spoke a whole lot. In fact, we can even watch part of what Mr. Soyinka had to say on television. Take a minute and watch it.
The play of this, the interventions, using a spearhead this decree. And so I think nobody's left in any doubt that both the spirit and the letter of this Broadcasting Commission decree is being taken. And this kind of query, this is where it belongs. No, just stick it.
Thank you very much for watching what Wole Soyinka had to say. Most of his points are very, very pertinent. So we just hope, with the joy we're feeling for the release of these students, something can be done to bring about security in Nigeria. But so far, we think there's not much we can expect, because Mr. Buhari himself is supporting Boko Haram. Mr. Buhari himself is a sponsor of Boko Haram. From what Mr. Kunle Olawumi said, Mr. Buhari knows who these bandits are. He knows who these kidnappers are. But because they come from the north, he doesn't want to touch them. Wole Soyinka has already told us, why can Mr. Buhari not stop being obsessed with these Fulani headsmen? It looks like he feels he's their champion. He doesn't want to criticize them. But today we have modern societies. Why can we not change the way we do farming in Nigeria? Why must open grazing remain the norm? And this is what inquiring minds in Nigeria want to know. Why does Mr. Buhari not want to change with the time? Why does he want to do things the backward way? It is because he has a hidden agenda to Islamize Nigeria, to Fulanize Nigeria. So he wants Nigeria to be run just like an Islamic state. So that's basically the hidden agenda of Mr. Buhari. And most of the people in the South know this. They are worried about it. And we know they're going to take action, because we know Nigerians. They're not going to accept for Mr. Buhari to Islamize them when they don't want it. So they're going to fight back, and we know things are going to get tough. Even as 2023 approaches, Mr. Buhari is not going to succeed with his hidden agenda to bring Islam to the country. Sharia law, no. Nigerians are not going to accept to be ruled by the game of Sharia. Sharia is not for them. A lot of the Christians are not going to accept it, and you have other people too who will not accept Sharia, because that's not the way we want to live. Nigerians don't want to live like Afghanistan, okay? In Afghanistan, they are back to their old ways, but I don't think Nigerians will accept it. So it's going to be a very tough fight, and we're really waiting for this tough fight to come.
Now more than ever, it is critical that medical facilities utilize modern, reliable electronic health records. Introducing Alexia HTC, the innovative, affordable online solution for physicians and patients. Doctors' visits, diagnoses, prescriptions, and billing have never been easier. With Alexia HTC, you can work more efficiently with the integrated flexibility medical professionals need today. Schedule a live demonstration. Call or visit us at alexiahtc.com.
From Nigeria now, we're going to move to Chad. Chad is also a country close to Nigeria and La Republique du Cameroon. Today, we just received news that Chad has lost its former leader, Hissene Habre. Hissene Habre was the leader of Chad from 1982 until 1990. So he just died in Senegal, and he was buried in a cemetery, not far from Yoff Cemetery, close to where former President Amadou Ahidjo of Cameroon was buried. So now you see how Senegal is becoming the cemetery of preference for dictators of French extraction, okay? So when you look at somebody like Hissene Habre, you look at his background, it's true. Chad has always had problems right from independence. It has been a French colony, starting even with Francois Tombarbaye. They've been killing their leaders one after another. It's a very, very violent environment. When you look at somebody like Hissene Habre, you think that somebody who has been trained as a lawyer, a French lawyer, should know the rule of law. But when he came to power, he did everything to stay in power and to serve French interests. You can see him with pictures of former French President François Mitterrand. This guy was a student of Mitterrand, and he loved Mitterrand, so he did everything to please his French masters. So even though Chad was a country rich in oil, the place remains a desert with no visible nice infrastructure. What is this money doing? Even with the new Cameroon Chad oil pipeline, you think it will come and help the people? No. This guy never did anything to help his people. But it took time to really set up a security apparatus which led in the killing of so many people, over 40,000 people, during that time that he was president. He had a very efficient security service which was run by people from his tribe. He came from an area called, in the north of Chad, called Fayalajo. That's the area where he came from. But you would think that a lawyer would try to introduce good governance in his country. By contrast, he did the opposite. He said about killing any opponents. He made sure that nobody spoke against him, tortured them, killed them. As a result, even when he was overthrown by the late Idriss Déby, he settled in Senegal. But because of pressure, foreign pressure, the people wanted Hissene Habre to pay for his crimes. He killed a lot of people, so most of the victims' families wanted to avenge their dead. As a result of international pressure, finally, even with the hesitancy of the Senegalese government, Hissene Habre was taken to court. But this week, we only had news that he was suffering seriously from COVID-19. So COVID-19 finally took him. So there's kind of a bittersweet moment. Some people are really happy that he's dead. Other people are angry that he's dead because they feel he has not really paid for the crimes, for the pains he caused a lot of people in this part of the world. So people really expected that he should have lived long to pay for his crimes. But we say God should be a better arbiter. We don't want to judge him, and we think we should leave God to judge this individual. But we're just cataloging a list of his crimes so that you can see what happens in Africa. This is why a lot of countries in Africa are not really moving ahead, because you have some of these people who come in and create a lot of havoc, and they don't really do anything for their people. And which is why we're saying that we need to now fight for liberation. When we fight for liberation, we want change. And that's what the youth of today are fighting for. They want change. They want a better life. This cannot happen if you don't have a system of good governance. And good governance is what Africans should be clamoring for. Are they going to get it? We tell them, continue fighting for good governance. Okay? If you continue fighting, chances are you'll get what you seek. Look at what happened to the people of Zambia the other day. Eventually, they got a new leader out of this election. This guy has been struggling to win the election 6 times. Finally, he made it. So I would say, don't give up. If you try at first and you don't succeed, try again. Keep trying, because the more you try, the better your chances of success. So these are lessons that we can learn in the battle for African liberation. We have to struggle. The more we struggle, chances are we're going to make it the next time. So liberation is on. The only way we can change this thing is to liberate ourselves. So we thank you very much for watching this show, and we'll ask you to subscribe. Thank you very much.
Is your EMR EHR COVID-19 ready? If not, you do not know what you are missing. Why do you suffer in silence? Be smart. Turn to Alexia HTC today. Alexia HTC is the leader in virtual solution and communication technology in these times of pandemic crisis. When the unexpected happens, who are you going to call? Alexia HTC. Come and see how Alexia HTC Cloud Communications are enabling your fellow healthcare providers to consult with patients virtually and making big money. Alexia HTC also enables your employees to work remotely during the COVID-19 crisis. Are your employees safe? Do not jeopardize the health and safety of your patients and practice. What can Alexia HTC do for you? Alexia HTC is the new Colossus, the sister of physicians, who gives you back liberty, that is, the freedom to practice medicine your way. Vivacious virtual visits wherever you please. Amazing e-prescribing. Quick access to patient information. easy access to medical records from other providers, rapid drug allergy checks, integrated lab tests and results. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled doctors yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your greedy corporations. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed physicians, to me. I give them the refuge, the happy home of Alexia HTC. Act now. Browse alexiahtc.com or call 240-350-1131.
Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com. Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.